Good evening, everyone. I'm Claudia Lennhoff, and I would like to ask Esther Patt to join me on stage. And it is my pleasure and honor this evening to present the Lifetime Achievement Award. This is not an award that we give very frequently. The Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes an individual who has dedicated their life to the pursuit of social justice, and in doing so has made concrete improvements in people's lives in our community and society. Tonight we recognize my friend, and I'm sure she's your friend, Esther Patt, with the Lifetime Achievement Award. You don't want to Esther is an incredible presence in our community. She is one of the first activists I met almost 20 years ago when I first became involved with healthcare consumers. I knew immediately that she was someone whose side I wanted to be on. Not just because she was right, but because she is formidable. If you know Esther Patt, you know that she is a force to be reckoned with. She is fast-talking, hard-working, whip-smart, tenacious, and unrelenting. Esther is always on the side of the people, on the side of justice. Many of you may know Esther as the leader of the Champaign-Urbana Tenant Union, a past member of the Urbana City Council, past president and current steering committee, member of the local chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, past president of the local chapter of the National Organization for Women, former board member of Healthcare Consumers. Esther served on our board for 10 of our most formative years, including the years when we organized to create the Champaign County Public Health Department. More recently, Esther served on the board of PACE and was involved in the local campaign for comprehensive education, and she is currently involved with East Central Illinois Safe Schools Alliance, which promotes safety for and supports LGBT youth. You wouldn't know by looking at her, but Esther has dedicated almost 40 years of her life working for social justice, civil rights, and civil liberties. She got started with a bang in 1976 when she joined the Equal Rights Amendment Coalition, became a volunteer of the Champaign-Urbana Tenant Union, and helped create the Abortion Rights Coalition to fight the cutoff of Medicaid coverage of abortions. In 1979, Esther began working at the Tenant Union on a full-time basis and only recently retired from that job, kind of. She still works at the CU Tenant Union every week, so we get to see her in our shared office in downtown Champaign. And we have many interesting conversations in hallways and at desks, and you can imagine. Esther's social justice work includes serving on the Urbana City Council for over 11 years, from 1994 to 2005. Just prior to becoming a city council member, after years of work and with the invaluable help of Maria Ryan, the Tenant Union won passage of a comprehensive landlord-tenant ordinance in Urbana. Urbana tenants have greater rights and protections because of this ordinance. Esther's accomplishments while on the City Council include changing the city's building code to require all new apartment buildings to be constructed in compliance with fair housing standards for people with disabilities, preserving the Human Rights Ordinance's non-discrimination protection for people who use Section 8 or other housing vouchers to subsidize their rent, and I think the city of Champaign could take a page out of Esther's book on that. Winning relocation assistance for 76 mobile home owners who were displaced by redevelopment of Lincoln Mobile Home Park. While Esther was dissatisfied with the final relocation program, 85% of the households received more money for relocation than they would have received if she hadn't fought successfully for that plan. Also, expanding the youth cycle recycling program to people living in apartment buildings. Urbana is so far ahead of Champaign on stuff like that, in large part because of Esther Patt. In preparing for the presentation of this award, I asked Esther what issues are nearest and dearest to her heart, and here is what she had to say. I spent my life working to compel people to embrace the notion that tenants are people too. And nearest and dearest to my heart is the struggle to compel people to embrace the notion that no woman is a free and equal member of American society if the government interferes with her decision about how to address a problem pregnancy. Overall, I am motivated by the desire to end injustice. Our community, and now this is me talking again. Our community and people who have never met Esther and may never know her name are better off than they otherwise would have been because of the work of this fiery, stubborn, brilliant, fast-talking, amazing woman who has dedicated her life to working for social justice. So Esther, tonight we recognize you and we thank you for almost 40 years of activism and social justice work by recognizing you with the Healthcare Consumers Lifetime Achievement Award. We can't wait to see what you do with the next few decades. Please join me in congratulating.